Ow! Hey, easy, that hurts. Phew. Thank goodness that's over. Those guards are rough. Please tell me that you're nicer than they are. This place is awful. I'm innocent until proven guilty? I like you already, detective. You see, the thing is, I am innocent. Yes, that is so. I'll prove it then. Ask me fancy questions, and I'll answer them all to your satisfaction. Where was I on the 14th of February? Oh, come on now, detective. Surely that's a trick question. It was Valentine's Day. I was gathering roses for my beloved, a dozen red blossoms from my own back garden. Well, no, nobody would have seen me. I mean, it's my garden. I have a 12-foot fence for a reason. But I wasn't in my garden all day, no. What time? It'll have been about 11 o'clock, I'd say. Yes, 11 for sure. Because Miss McCarthy always walks his dog at 10:30, and it gets to my fence by 11, and it barks like mad at the cat across the road. It's a chunky little dachshund that wiggles when it walks. I've seen it while I'm out and about. I'm not going on a tangent, detective. I'm just trying to be helpful. Anyway, I just finished gathering my roses when I heard McCarthy's dog barking up a storm. This was odd to me because Mrs. Winter, the lady across the road, takes her cat to be groomed on a Tuesday, so it wasn't home, and neither was she. So I put down my secateurs. They're like giant scissors, I suppose, like two large sharp blades, which can be held by the handles and used to cut things. Oh, come on, detective. They're for hedges. If I killed someone with them, would I really make you aware of the murder weapon? As I said, I put them down. Also, I went to my front garden to see what was happening. McCarthy's dog was gone, and he was nowhere to be seen, so I dismissed it as dogs being dogs, and began creating my Valentine's Day display on the concrete paving. I laid down the roses in a heart-shaped formation. There must have been about 50 perfect stems. No. It is relevant, detective, because when I stepped back to see my project from afar, I noticed Mr. Bradley stuck on the bushes in front of my garden like an empty beer can. Well, I figured he must have come home from a night on the town, blind drunk, and fainted there. He'd proper fallen through, stunk of alcohol, and I bet that irritated Mr. McCarthy's dog's sensitive nose, hence the crazed barking. But since he was on the other side of the bushes, only I could see him. I'm the neighbourly type. I get on well with Mr. Bradley. At least, I thought I did. Mind you, people aren't thinking straight when they're drunk, are they? I bet he'll apologise when he sobers up. He'll come over feeling sorry for himself. The thing is, I tried to move him. It wouldn't be pleasant for him to wake up in the dirt after all. When he was in my arms, and boy was he heavy. He came to. He was very confused and started shouting nonsense at me, saying I should stay away from his wife. Wow. I didn't even know he had a wife. He was clearly delusional. But while he was yelling and cussing, he began swinging his fist like a madman, so I stepped back to avoid his fury. He was absolutely insane. When I backed away, he had advanced on me like a predator. As he stepped forward, well, I do my best to keep my garden tidy, but even the most dedicated person can miss a stray leaf or stick. As he stepped forward, he stood on a branch and it rolled. His leg went forward, he went backwards and his head hit the concrete, right in the centre of my Valentine's display. All you should have seen his face was a picture. His blood filled out the space between the flowers and made the most beautiful display. But that doesn't mean I just left him there. I ran inside to grab my phone so I could call an ambulance, but the battery was flat. I must have forgotten to charge it, or my cat pulled the cable out. He's always doing that, little troublemaker, loves playing with wires. Anyway, I raced into the kitchen instead and got my first aid kit. I've had medical training, you know. Contrary to public opinion, I'm a nice person. They call me crazy sometimes, but I'm not. You do believe me, don't you, detective? Innocent until proven guilty, right? Ah yes, as I was saying, I got my first aid kit and returned outside to meet Mr. Bradley, but he was gone. I looked up my house and went to his to see if he'd gone back there, but there was no answer when I knocked on the door. When I got back, there was a barrage of police cars outside my home, as you well know. Miss Winter had gotten home from her cat's grooming session since it looked like a psychotic shrine in my front garden and called the police on me. I know how it looks. No doubt you've got the results back from the lab by now, and it's Mr. Bradley's blood. It was in my garden and he's still missing. It looks incriminating. No, I haven't done this before. I'm an avid CSI fan, that's all. See, detective, even you think I'm a bad. But see, detective, even you think I'm a bad apple, and we've only just met. It's no wonder my neighbours were so quick to condemn me. Guess it's easy to blame the local freak. I don't think it needs saying that I called off Valentine's Day plans. Subject of my affections. Oh, who's the heart for? Well, it's a little embarrassing, actually. It's a girl I see at the park sometimes. I was going to confess my feelings to her today and ask her on a date. Honestly, I don't even know her name. Well, that's that. Is there anything else you need from me, detective? Don't leave the country. I wasn't planning on it, but sure. I really hope he turns up soon. He's a lovely man. This was just a misunderstanding. I just got back from shopping, like a day out of shopping today, so this took a lot out of me, so I'm probably gonna immediately go to sleep. I might even watch Ghost Files. I don't know if any of you guys know about Ghost Files. I'm gonna go watch that. Probably while I fall asleep, because that new episode just dropped. By the way, if for those of you who don't know, I'm doing these once every Friday now. So yeah, I did put on my community tab. So in future, definitely stay tuned on my community tab for any updates on video scheduling and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.